send a few folks there. And then just a reminder, our annual anniversary mixer is in March at CBS Studios, March 9th. The invitations went out with the e-blast we sent for tomorrow night's meeting, so they went out a couple days ago. RSVPs have started. You must RSVP. Security has been beefed up at the studios, so you can't just show up. Lastly, the liaisons that the different neighborhood councils have been asked by the department to do. We are organizing all the 34 neighborhood councils in the valley, so we want to make sure that every neighborhood council has the liaisons, film, animal services, purposeful aging, homelessness, and the others, but those are the ones we're organizing with. We don't want to leave Van Nuys out, so please try to get those appointed as soon as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
Thank you.
Mr. Hopp.
Good evening, Richard Hopp in his individual capacity. I'm going to give you some pointers for board members that actually care. This nanny, you're going to have to watch out for the nanny and also the nannies that done. What they say, what you understand, and what is the result are three different things. I've dealt with this young lady before, and that's how she works. Also, whenever you do, always do it in writing, and always put a sunset clause or a status date. One thing that, if you noticed with her tonight, is I'll get back on clarification. I'll look into it, but she never says by when. So anytime you put anything in writing, just say, please provide a status by such and such date. And then when she does fail, then you can do a follow-up letter like I did with Mr. Ackerman, and you can just show a record that you tried. So you're going to have to do that with Dunn, because they drove Mr. Benjamin nuts over the P card. And they drove me nuts saying they don't have any documents, but I found a copy of the contract with Mr. Brill's name on the front of it, but he knew nothing about it. So you got to be very careful of this particular nanny, because I dealt with her when she was in the mayor's office, and she just never got anything, and her position is not getting it, is not reading it. So be very, very careful. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Donna. Step on down.
I like to talk about some of the items. It looks over here like H is a lot better than Triple H. This was to take care of the homeless by the sales tax, which is a lot better way to do that. So I would vote yes on H, and that we need to repeal Triple H, because it's more fair to have the homeless issue taken care of by that. And real quick, I want to say I don't like M, I don't like N. I didn't want recreational marijuana, so I don't think we need to have any rules about how to regulate them, because I don't think they should be there in the first place. And vote yes on S, because we need to have, we can't just have development all over the place, huge high rises all over the place. And so that's way we'll get rid of the silly things that Eric Garcetti wants. And by the way, I don't think we should have Eric Garcetti. I was the big proponent for Eric Garcetti, but now I believe we should go for David Hernandez, because I think Eric Garcetti has been a huge disappointment. All he cares about is huge developers and not bringing back Van Nuys video conferencing. So, and I believe in still having Van Nuys video conferencing, and I'd like to be able to lastly have a nice neighborhood council and bring back peace and, people getting along with each other. Yes. And people in the background having each other and getting rid of animosity and thinking about what things we agree on instead of disagree on. So anyway, let's bring back video conferencing and do the things I said. Think clearly about not voting for Eric Garcetti. Thank you.
Miriam.
Gotta be. By the way, Triple H is against the home people who own property. And it's in the U.S. Constitution, so worst comes to worst, if the taxes get so high, we'll have to sue the city of Los Angeles. Did you hear that, Jeanette? We'll have to sue the city of LA, and I will, if the property taxes get too high on that Triple H, because it needs to be repealed. I'm willing to go for Proposition H to pass a sales tax. If everybody willing to do that, I'm all for that, because we need to get rid of this thing. This is against the people who own property, and it's eminent domain. It's perfectly been upheld by the U.S. Supreme Court, and we don't want this in our city. And you don't want that here in Van Nuys, using power of eminent domain against businesses and homeowners. So this is a real big detrimental slap by, it was Herb Wesson's big thing, and I disagree with Herb Wesson adamantly, and as far as I'm concerned, he's forgotten the people, and he's forgotten cats. We used to be good friends about that. I'm very upset about it, because now that this other one passed, this thing with the people who can sleep in front of your house, then yeah, that's what they did. They pushed them back on the homeowners again and property owners again. That's the main thing. We fought for the right to own property from Europe, England, and now they're pushing them. Now they're going to make sure they take away our rights. That's what the politicians want to do. That's why I'm against that one, to give them more money for their campaign. They're all liars and cheats. And the only one right now is proving right now is Trump. But I'm hoping that people will come around to understand. I'm talking about city politics mainly, though. The politicians here become so entrenched, and we need to drain the swamp. They keep extending their term limits, and it's not right that we don't get to even have video conferencing. That's not right.
All right, thank you. All right, actually, you are the penultimate, Mr. Morez.
Thank you, sir. You know, I think I was referred to earlier when Mr. Cordero says the one that thanks everybody. You know what? I'd rather thank you than try to just tear you apart. You know, even Ms. Hopp, I thanked her because, you know, we greet each other in public. I thanked her for some of the good work she does. Many of you who, when I see the good in you, I compliment those things. So, and the big guy, Mr. Hopp, you know, I don't agree with him, but I'd rather have him here than not here, because I think he, in the end, he brings a lot of value. And so Mr. Cordero lives in another world where he thinks his term as president was perfect. We had a lot of issues, where there was a lot of problems. But Ms. Parks, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here, and I know who you are. I know that working with Mitch Englinger, the things that you accomplished. You know, if they had staff like Mr. Englinger here, the streets would be clean. You folks took care of all the small issues. All, what do they call it? Quality of crime issues. You guys took care of those. So I thank you for that. And as far as this new positions for the neighborhood council, those who are going to run are going to be vetted. We're going to go and we're going to check everything, because we know there are going to be certain people that are brought in here. And the two members who left, I'm sorry, I know they have issues, but they made a commitment to this neighborhood council and this community to stay here, and they leave every time at 9 o'clock. I don't care what the issue is, but they're leaving. So we need to find people that can stay till the full time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morez. All right, we have one more on the stack. Let's get the, if the puppet wouldn't mind, we have someone who has not commented yet, if that's okay. All right, Beverly Simpson.
Good evening. Just as an audience member tonight, listening to everything that's going on, I was personally offended by some of the audience members referring to her as a nanny. I was also offended by the B word that was brought up. As a woman, I respect myself, and I don't know what the guidelines are for allowing those kind of derogatory terms toward a woman. I wonder if she was a man, would Mr. Hopp have used that word? But I'm not sure at what point. I know there's free speech, but isn't there something about respectfully making a comment? I mean, as a woman, like I said, he keeps calling her a nanny. She's not a nanny. She's an educated woman. What point do you say, please, Mr. Hopp, can you speak respectfully to our panel? And the same with the other gentleman in the office using the B word. As a woman, I hope you ladies were upset as well. it's just about respect. And sitting here, I was truly offended by it. Just wanted to say that. And I'm sorry, I think Mr. Hop already left the room. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I enlighten about that? Never mind.
We're still on public comment.
City council is allowed.
All right,
Is that me? Oh, good.
puppet for double
Yeah,
overtime.
so the word that with a B, was it boy? Was it battery? No, bitch. Oh, that's what it was, yeah. Well, we referred to that as complaining means bitching, yes. And of course, a nanny is defined as somebody who cares for children. She's a nanny because she's caring for the little boys and girls at the panel here. That's what he meant. So to call someone a misogynist, or to call somebody a racist, or to call somebody these names, we are at a public meeting. Government Code 54950 is in the internet. Look it up. And Brandenburg versus Ohio, United States Supreme Court. There's a speech somebody made, and the Supreme Court said, at a limited public forum such as this, you have the right to say our favorite word, beach, beach, fuck. Yes, we can say all these stuff. We can talk about shit. Yes, we can talk about what motherfuckers we are. Yes, we can do all these things. And we have these wonderful First Amendment rights that everybody died for. Yes, and we're going to keep using it. You know why? Political correctness is fascism. It is fascism. The limited public forum protects unpopular speech. You know, 30 years ago, they talked about gay rights. That was unpopular speech. It was protected. Today, they have it. So remember, when I call Herb Wesson my little bitch, when I call the rest of the city council terrorists and a-holes, that's what they are, and it's in my lawsuits. So if you don't like it, which is good, the lady up here can cut a check for all of us to leave. Otherwise, we will continue to bitch, bitch, bitch.
All right,
Thank you.
time. Thank you. All right.
If there's nothing else, anything else?
Time for your
We are
motion-
adjourned.
More than enough.
Motion to adjourn. Jeff, seconds.
I second.
All right, we're out of here.
I don't know, that's what I need to find out. She's 92 years old, she fell, and my brother called me as I was walking out to come here. And he said she was being taken by ambulance. I want to make sure that was all. If it's ribs, they'll just have to put the operation, but the problem is she's 92.
I was wondering why you guys were sitting there all this time. What?
She's not getting help, she's just living alone.
What?
My brother keeps an eye on her,
What am I going to do with them? Are we really going to save them?
and it's a 3-hour drive away from here.
I don't have a way to do that. You'll have to explain.